In 2013, Cathy Holmes organized a community initiative to launch the Navarre Beach Sea Turtle Conservation Center. Their mission? To conserve and protect threatened and endangered sea turtles through community education and partnered research. Last year, their team rescued more sea turtles than any other organization in the state of Florida, making them Florida's most successful rescue team. Our media team recently had the opportunity to travel to Navarre to connect with the people behind the mission. Now, after meeting their green sea turtle ambassador, Sweet Pea, I can say from a personal experience that this story is one of a kind. Hi, Cathy. Thank you so much for sitting down with me, and thank you for letting us come to your facility. This is wonderful. So first, I just want to ask you, so why and when did you found the Navarre Beach Sea Turtle Conservation Center, and what was kind of your mission with starting it?
There are a group of us that actually do sea turtle nesting surveys and assessments once the nest hatches, May through October here. And we thought in this area, we don't have anything that's really a conservation center. We're out on the beach with the turtles. We get to talk to a few people, but it would be really awesome if we had a facility where people could really come in and not only learn about sea turtles, but also about ocean life and coastal ecosystems that are important to that. When we first got this building, we did some remodeling, but on top of that, we needed to change this in a big way so that we did have a lot of educational components to it, and we needed a pool so that we could accept a non-releasable turtle. So in this growth process, we had a wonderful family who came in and gave us a donation so that we could make this the Shauna Litterist Education Center, and it just keeps getting bigger.
So Cathy, I know that you guys have recently done some expansion and some additions to the facility. Can you tell us what you'll see when you come into the Navarre Beach Sea Turtle Conservation Center and what you'll experience?
So the first thing that you'll see is you'll see Sweet Pea as you come in our front door, and you'll learn all about her story and about the plight of sea turtles and what can be done to help them. We have seahorses, Hawaiian fish, which is not native to our area, but they're invasive and they're here now, so there's education on that. We have a display that is Your Planet, Your Oceans, Your Choices that you'll get to see, which helps you identify what you can do as an individual to change the plight of sea turtles and make the oceans healthy again. Another thing we have at our center, which we just finished up 2 days ago, is our marine debris display. And it has several big acrylic containers that just gives you an idea of what we pick up off the beach every month when we do our trash bash. I think one year they actually had a ton of trash that they had removed during the whole year off the beach.
Can you maybe talk about what do you think the biggest problem concerning our oceans today are? I know there's like a lot of different things, but what do you see as one of the biggest problems?
One of the biggest problems we have with the sea turtles that we see that we actually have to rescue has to do with fishing line or derelict fishing nets. Human impact is probably the largest problem that we have with our oceans. But then again, humans are the one species that can actually help change that.
Right.
So plastics are a big issue, always a big issue. And they never go away. So we find a lot of plastics, especially on sea turtles that have stranded, that are already dead, that wash in. We find plastics in their stomachs. We find balloons, plastic bags in their throats. So if people can just really think about small changes, they can impact not only the local community, but they can have a global impact. We offer several programs here. One of the best ones is Shark School, and our marine biologist, Alex, heads that up. And in that, she not only talks about sharks, but she talks about animals like sea turtles and sharks being species indicators for the health of our oceans. Probably the biggest research projects we have going on right now do have to do with sea turtles. So one of them is tagging of sea turtles with satellite tags with the USGS organization out of Gainesville. Data logger placement on our beach has to do with sand temperatures and humidity during sea turtle nesting season. So the temperature of the sand determines whether or not the baby hatchlings will be male or female. And then we're involved in diamondback terrapin research for population studies. And we're getting legislation changed because of that, where they're protected. In fact, that just came out.
I know you guys have that adorable little sea turtle in the other room, Sweet Pea. Can you kind of talk about Sweet Pea's story and how he came to Navarre Beach?
Sure. So Sweet Pea's story has to do with human impact. She was entangled in fishing line. She had ingested fishing line with hooks. She couldn't swim because she was entangled, so she ended up being hit by a boat. So that boat strike has to do with the shell that's missing in the back part of her. She lost her front flipper from that, and she had paralysis in her left rear flipper, which she's getting a little bit of movement back on that now. We're very excited about that.
You just mentioned earlier on that you guys are strictly kind of a rescue and release for the sea turtles. Can you talk about when you actually do go out and rescue a sea turtle, what it's like from getting that sea turtle into it, rehabilitating it, and then releasing it back into the ocean?
So we are the #1 rescue pier in the state of Florida.
It's amazing.
The majority of our rescues come from our Navarre Beach fishing pier. And when our steering team goes out, they get the turtle from the fishermen, whoever's got them on the line. Most of the fishermen know what they need to do, because that's another educational component. So we train them on what to do when they accidentally hook a turtle. And you know what, Pierce? I would like to send you out with our stranding team to the Navarre Beach fishing pier this afternoon, and you can see what a rescue is in action.
Wow, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining me out here on the end of the pier today. I really appreciate it. Would you mind sharing me one of your favorite stories of rescuing a sea turtle?
I guess the one I remember that I think we have a really good video of was right here at the end of the pier on the octagon. There was a large loggerhead sea turtle that was hooked by a fisherman, and they struggled with him trying to get him in. He was tangled pretty good. We didn't want them to cut the line, because then he could get entangled somewhere else and actually drown. So they got him to the edge of the pier here. We dropped our net down. We had a very hard time getting them into the net due to the currents that was going that day. It was pretty windy. And we had a huge amount of people at the end of the pier, probably 100 spectators watching us, which made it very hard to move the net back and forth. And we were able to lift the turtle up. They were able to rehabilitate her at the Gulfarium in Fort Walton Beach. She was released, and she's doing good as far as we know.
Wow.
So it gives you a good feeling. And at the same time, when we have so many spectators out here watching, we're able to educate, and that's extremely important. We have an awesome team that volunteers, and we appreciate all of them. And we're doing a good thing for the sea turtles.
Of course, absolutely.
And we love it. We're just grateful that we're able to respond as quickly as we can.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with me today. I appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Speaking about the plastic and everything, you mentioned that human impact was kind of one of the biggest things affecting our oceans with the problems, but also could be something that helps save the ocean. Can you talk about what we can do to continue to keep our oceans safe and bring them back to where they need to be?
So the biggest thing is really thinking about what you're buying, what you're purchasing, whether or not it's reusable or whether it's disposable, because we live in a disposable society. And no matter where these plastics go or anything else that doesn't, styrofoam's another one that never goes away, no matter what landfill, if any of that gets in a river, a stream, a lake, everything flows into the ocean. It all ends up in the ocean. So the biggest thing is changing from that mindset of disposable to something that you can reuse over and over again. I would like to say thank you to everyone who has supported us from the beginning of this project and who continue to support us, and that never ever think that one person cannot make a difference, because one person can make a difference.
Well, thank you so much, Cathy, for joining us today. Thank you for letting us come out here to this facility. I really appreciate it all.
Well, thank you.
I wish you the best of luck in the future.
Appreciate it. We're honored you're here.
Thank you.
Thanks.